As she listened to the story about the dog, her heart broke. She only wanted to return to the dog quickly and ensure he was alright. How could she not have realised this sooner? She felt sad about hearing his story and wondered why she hadn't seen it before. She didn't waste any time and returned to the dog immediately. She had to know if it was okay. Hello friends, and welcome to Amazing Animal Stories. Today's story is of a dog that won't leave the airport. When the staff checks cameras, they can't believe their eyes. However, before we begin our story, we would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel Amazing Animal Stories and also press the bell icon. Let's get started. Teresa Brooke was a flight attendant. She loved her job. Even though she didn't get to spend much time in her hometown, she could go to a different part of the world at any time. Teresa had just arrived in Puerto Rico after a flight from New York. She was tired because it was her second flight of the day. Thankfully, she had accommodation ready for her at a nearby hotel. When Teresa got to the front door, she saw a poor dog sitting alone in front of the airport. She was kind to animals and felt bad for the dog. She decided to show the lost dog some love. She got on her knees and scratched his stomach. He licked her with love and barked playfully. Teresa was so happy that she could make the little guy's day by giving him some love. As soon as Teresa left for her hotel, she forgot about the dog. She went to the hotel and slept right after that. As part of her job, she got up early to return to the airport and catch her next flight. She got up, ate breakfast and left the hotel. But when she returned to the airport, she saw something she couldn't understand. Someone was waiting for her at the door. The stray dog she had loved the night before was sitting right where she had left him. She didn't know what to do, but she ran up to him and he wagged his tail. The dog seemed to remember her, but why didn't he go somewhere else? He must have had a reason to be at the airport the night before and now. After greeting the dog again and giving it more love, Teresa had to get on her next flight. She said her goodbyes to the dog and got on the plane. She did think about the dog this time. She was worried about it. The dog never left her mind. Even after a month, she still thought about it alone outside the airport. But she had a busy job, so she had to keep going until her job brought her back to the same airport. Teresa was working on a different flight that went to Puerto Rico. This flight was long, and when she got off, she wanted to go straight to bed. But when she got to the airport entrance to take the shuttle back to her usual nearby hotel, she looked for the dog but couldn't find him. All the way to the hotel, Teresa worried about the dog. She was relieved to think that someone might have taken him in since she hadn't been to that airport in a month. But she couldn't believe what she saw when she got to her hotel. It was a dog, but it couldn't have been the same one, could it? But she knew when he greeted her as she had never left. She began to feel strange and uneasy. What was the secret of this dog? Teresa asked about the dog at the hotel's front desk, and the person there told her that the dog had been showing up every night outside the doors for the past month. The hotel staff felt sorry for the poor stray dog and ensured he ate by giving him all the leftovers from the kitchen. But had he followed her there? She would have to go back to the airport to find out the truth. Teresa checked in at the airport's front desk and asked them to show her a video of the entrance from a camera. After she looked, she noticed that the dog would wait at the doors every morning and then disappear. She didn't know why the dog waited for her every day at the airport and, more recently, at her hotel. She was now determined to find out what was really going on. She asked people at the airport if they had information about the dog. She found out that the people at the front desk were feeding the dog since he always showed up and looked hungry. But he wasn't just coming in to eat. But after that, she asked the locals that lived near the airport if they knew anything about the dog. A man beckoned her closer. She was eager to know more about the dog, but she couldn't believe what she was hearing. As she listened to the man, sadness rose up in her chest. The dog's name was Angel, and he had quite a story. The dog was able to follow his owner's scent all the way to the airport, where they were going on a business trip. The owner of Angel died tragically while he was out of the country. Their family and friends were told, but Angel didn't get the message. He was still sure that his owner would return at any time. He was a loyal dog and would wait as long as it took for his owner to come home. But, sad to say, that day never came. That's why Teresa had to help him. It seemed like the dog liked Teresa so much that the last time she went there, he followed her from the airport to her hotel. He waits every morning for his late owner and goes to Teresa in the evenings. But what could she do? Teresa decided to give Angel a chance to find a loving family by taking him to a local animal shelter. Even though it broke her heart to leave him there, she knew it was best for both of them. After a few weeks, she was happy to hear that Reginald and Alice Abney had taken him in. They seemed like the perfect family for him. But after only a few days in his new home, Angel started acting strangely. Angel wasn't happy, even though his new family gave him everything he needed, including a big yard where he could run. He squeezes through the smallest gap in the fence and disappears. The first few times, the Abneys were fast enough to catch him. They fixed all the holes in the fence and kept him inside at night so he couldn't run away. But despite taking every precaution, Angel somehow managed to jump over the fence again. After Angel's first few escapes, his new parents tried to be better owners to him. They took him for walks more often, and even played fetch with him every day in the park. It had more to do with trust than anything else. They just wanted him to trust them enough that he wouldn't have to run away again. But this time, Angel escaped, and they never found him. Angel had trouble getting used to his new home, but Teresa didn't know that. She was happy that she'd never see him living on the cold streets again. Imagine how surprised she was when she went to her usual hotel one night and saw him waiting for her there. As soon as he saw his favourite person, his tail started to wag like crazy. Teresa immediately called the shelter. They were glad to hear that Angel had been found, but they told her that Angel's new family couldn't handle the stress of having a dog that was always trying to escape. Once more, fate had put this dog in Teresa's way. She was now starting to think that it meant more. Teresa could tell that Angel was a brave and loyal dog who had been a loving companion to the previous owner. Now, he waited for Teresa with faith. Teresa told the dog that he wouldn't face the future alone. It was clear that Angel had picked Teresa. She had loved animals, but because of her job, she couldn't have any because she has to fly a lot. But after she became close to Angel, she felt responsible for his well-being. She had come a long way in her efforts to find him a new home, so she decided to break her rule and let Angel join her family. Teresa went back to the local shelter and signed all the papers she needed to take care of him. Angel was happier than ever and knew he could sleep well in his new home. Slowly but surely, Angel began to light up again. He stopped crouching, whining and running away and started to feel at home in his new place. Meanwhile, something much bigger was going on. Angel's sad story of loss and hardship touched everyone. People began to see similarities between Angel and Greyfriars Bobby. Dogs aren't called man's best friend for no reason. Greyfriars Bobby was a sad Scottish Skye Terrier known for standing guard over his owner's grave for 14 years. Even a statue was made in his honour. The story of Greyfriars Bobby's heartbreak and loyalty has even made it into movies and turned into best-selling books. And it looks like Angel is going to follow his lead. What do you think of this story? Let us know your views in the comment section below. We hope you found this story very interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, Amazing Animal Stories. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.